All right. Shabbat Shalom to the whole elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, all right, and double homage to the apostles and the bishops and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the elect that's also pushing this word, truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of you that sincerely believe, peace and mercy to you. So in today's class, we're going to finish up with Galatians, the 4th chapter. And so I changed the title here because when you go into Paul's letter, he basically touched up on two topics within the letter. The first topic was sonship in Yahushua. And the second topic is the free and bond, as we're going to get into. Because you still have the majority of Israel is likened to the bond, right? And the elect, right, which is the remnant of Israel, are likened to the free. So let's going to get right into that and see what all that means. Okay, so we left off at 15, verse 15. So it says here, Galatians 4 and 15, where is then the blessedness ye speak of? For I bear you record that if it had been possible, ye would have plucked out your own eyes and have given them to me. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? They zealously affect you, but not well. Yea, they would exclude you that ye might affect them. Now, I'm going to read this in NLT just to bring some clarity, because basically what Paul's going into is that, and you see it today, you know, when it comes to this truth, the leaders and the teachers of Israel, the majority of them are more concerned with a popularity contest when it comes to the word of the Lord, showing you that they don't actually understand the word of the Lord and what this is really about. It's not about how many followers you have, okay? Because the scriptures talk about wide is the gate, right, that leads to destruction. So I'm going to read this in NLT. It says, verse 5 or verse 15. Where is the joyful and grateful spirit you had? I'm going to jump down 16. It says, have I now become your enemy because I am telling you the truth? Those false teachers are so eager to win your favor, right? So they're so eager to win the favor of Israel rather than just telling them the truth, because who wants to become an enemy of Israel for the truth? Well, the only Israelites that will become an enemy of Israel and an enemy of the world, okay, for the truth's sake, is the elect. It says here, those false teachers are. Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 2, verse 33, and it reads, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Right? So I jumped there because Paul, basically teachers of Israel, they'll speak lies just to gain a good congregation, like a big congregation, like Snake from IUIC there. He's about like going out and have a big conglomerate, like a big following to say his camp is bigger than our camps and he's all the worldwide. What is it? Israelites worldwide. Some slogan.
Yeah. 12 tribes worldwide.
Right? Yeah. Which is madness, because the Most High, there's no scripture that says we're here to save all black people or all Israelites. The Most High says them 2/3 of the nation, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? It just, this is how it was written. Okay, so that there he's going off in that sense. Okay, so they're gonna hate us. The GMS is the most hated Israelite groups up there. Why? Because we tell you the truth.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
So we have become their enemies because we tell them the truth. That's all it is. Because whenever something we always defend the scripture, the doctrine, as soon as something comes up, we check them. So now we're bumites, we're rapists. It's like a rapist, all these things, which is blasphemy and like lies.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, Khan.
I have one quick one, Babak Shah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have to go to it. Just land backing. Luke 6:22, red letter. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake.
Beautiful.
Slack, read that one more time.
Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake.
Wow.
Khan.
Real quick, it's powerful, that verse, Galatians 4:15, because there's a question is asked, and the man of the Lord just answered part of that question. Well, actually, not part of that question. Basically answered the question, and I have a couple of precepts that I'd like to throw in, because it's the question is about where's the blessing in all this? Where's the blessing in IUIC doing all this stuff? Okay, I'm going to call them out by their name. Okay, and call them as bumites. Where's the blessing? Right? There's no blessing there. The Lord's not going to bless that. So, real quick, if you could get me the book of Revelation, I'm going to go straight to prophecy, the first chapter, and if you could read from 1 to 3 to answer that blessing. This is how the blessing comes, just in case you guys missed it, you folks at home, man. This is how the blessing comes, and the brother just brought that precept out to back up the other precept in regards to the blessing. Okay, the Lord is the one that's blessing. Okay, not all these fanciful things in regards to these groups, man. Revelation 1 and 3, 1 verse 1 to 3.
1 and 3.
Yeah, no, start at the first verse. This is how. Slack it. Go ahead.
So Revelation 1:1, it says the revelation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the power gave, which Yahweh gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto the servant John,
right,
who bear the record of the word of Yahweh and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy,
right,
and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Beautiful. So simply put, this is how the blessing is going to come. Of course, this is the order of things, and like I said, real quick, these groups, they're not moving this in that direction. Yahweh Shai is not in their picture. They're all about themselves. So, simply put, I just wanted to share that. And if you could just read Galatians 3 and 14, and that's the point, right? Just bringing it together in regards to how that blessing is going to come, and in the light of not only history, but prophecy. So Galatians 3 and 14. And that's it.
Just waiting for this thing to load up. Taking a sweet time. So Galatians 3 and 14, it reads,
read from the 13th verse.
The blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Salakia, brother. Can you just read from the 13th verse, just to tie it in together, and that's it? So 13 and 14.
So verse 13, it says, Yahweh Shai has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on the tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith.
There you go. I mean, right there in a nutshell. So, you know, that's why the question was asked, and those wonderful precepts came out, man. You know, it's where's the blessing? How's the blessings gonna come? From flying here to there, doing all these things, going outside of what the Lord said that we ought to be doing. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got on that.
So I just gotta wait for this thing to load up. But while this is load up, I'll continue reading the NLT, verse 16. Have I now become your enemy because I'm telling you the truth? And this is the main point of what we're trying to get out, is that knowing that when you come into the ministry and you're teaching the word correctly, you're going to be an enemy of the majority. You're going to be hated by the world and the majority of Israel. It says, those false teachers are so eager to win your favor, but their intentions are not good. They are trying to shut you off from me so that you will pay attention only to them. So when Paul would go over to the Galatians and teach them, he would have certain Israelites that would, act certain ways and basically be fake and try to be kind to, the followers of Paul, and win Paul's followers over, right? And especially when he left, right? And that's why I think he mentioned that, when he was about to pass on into the heavens, he said that there will be wolves among you. So he went to various camps and he knew who was basically a wolf and who was a sheep, right? And you have the same thing going on again today. You have a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay. You got a precept, Doc?
I got a quick precept once you're done, Babakucha.
Come on, go ahead.
Second Esdras, as it's straight to the point, 8:1. He answered me saying, the Most High Yahweh had made this word for many, but the word to come for a few. Apostle Tar made a video saying that some of the groups are teaching that even Isa Edomites can make it. So it's not for everyone. It's just for elect, for a few of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Where's the blessing in that?
Yeah.
Right. You what you call it, gawk, and you guys that push all that weird stuff. That's not scriptural. Where's the blessing? Anyway, continue.
Real quick, I got this here. John 7:6. It says, then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it. Right. So Yahushua, when he came, right, he came as a witness to testify against the world, and especially the world of Israel, because they were given the laws. And us receiving the same spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai via the Holy Spirit, we have now become witnesses in the stead of Yahweh Shai under the apostles and elders. And we are also witnessing against you Israelites, you wicked Israelites, and the world. So who do they really hate? They hate Yahweh Shem Shai, which is in us, right? So it says that the works thereof are evil. And that's what we're doing. We're telling you what you're doing is going off. You're talking about Russia's going to come back and take us over while we're in the kingdom. You say the MOTB isn't something that's supposed to be in your body, and so far and so on, right? There's a lot of things that Israel is going off with concerning the doctrine. One more here I just want to get real quick in Rome 16 and 18. So especially for you younger brothers in the truth, man, you got to learn to have a thick skin in this ministry, right? And what does that mean? Is you stay spiritual. You don't, you're gonna get upset, but you have to remember not to take everything that happens to you personally, because it's really the spirit that's in that wicked Israelite versus the spirit that's in you, which is Yahweh Shai. And that's what Yahushua was talking about when he warned his disciples that they actually hate me, which is in you. They don't actually, it's not you. So Romans 16 and 18, it reads here, for they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua, Mashiach, but their own belly. And that's why, with these teachers, you can see it's all about a popularity contest. It's about who has the biggest following, the biggest congregation, and by good works and fair speeches, right, deceive the hearts of the simple. So going back, Galatians 4 and 17, it says, they zealously affect you, but not well. Yea, they would exclude you that ye might affect them. But it is good to be zealous affected always in a good thing, and not only when I am present with you. Right. So he's basically letting them know that these guys only treat you a certain way when I'm around. But when I'm not around, they don't treat you that same way. So are they really for you and teaching you the truth, or are they just for their own bellies and filthy lucre's sake? Going on, it says, verse 19, my little children, of whom I travail in birth, again, until Yahushua be formed in you, I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you. I'll read it NLT real quick for some clarity. It says, if someone is eager to do, verse 18, if someone is eager to do good things for you, that's all right, but let them do it all the time, not just when I'm with you. Oh, my dear children, I feel as if I'm going through labor pains for you again, and they will continue until Yahushua is fully developed in your lives. I wish I was with you right now so I could change my tone. But at this distance, I don't know how else to help you. And that's why we tell you, and when you look at IUIC, what are they doing? They're flying to all these different places, right? And we have the internet. Sugabar constantly brings that out. And it's so true that the internet does the heavy lifting. The YouTube does the heavy lifting. So we don't need to go out and fly to all these different places, but they do it because for them it's a popularity contest, right? And they're only fulfilling their own bellies. They're not actually doing the work. How about shy on the right hand side?
Yeah, beautiful point, brother. It's serious. That word zealous, I mean, they're actually jealous, right? And when you go into the word, they present a fervor, but then when you bring out the doctrines on them, because that's why they left, because they have their own ideas. They've created their own ideas, and that's because they're actually jealous. That's why they basically left. And I've seen this time after time in the ministry in our camp. All these men that the Lord sifted out, they're jealous. And they expressed a fervor when they were in the truth. Every last one of them. But this word is going into jealousy, right? So if you're going to be jealous for me, what you just read there is what the Lord would require. Versus what, that's right. And diligence, the fruits of the Spirit going into it. But anyway, that's the point. So you folks look up that word zealous or jealous.
Ahmad, you want to go on that word tone? They said if I was with you.
Okay. Yeah. It says voice in the King James. Want me to go to etymology?
NLT, yeah. NLT is a tone.
Sure. It won't look it up in NLT. Oh, yeah. Tone, yeah. Let's see here. Come on now.
Yeah, it's a voice.
It's working overtime today. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it says phone.
Yeah, same thing, voice.
Yeah. Just gotta be patient, man. Gotta suffer. Gremlin's working overtime.
Because you gotta keep in mind that he's saying in NLT, I think in the King James it said, "Oh my children." See what it says in it.
Right.
Yeah, so my little children. And,
Right.
and he's not saying that in a derogatory term, right?
Right.
Because we're all children. You know, we all have been born again. So you mentioned in our last live that, you know, in the carnal or in the physical realm, most brothers here are your elder in a physical sense. We're older than you, but in a spiritual sense, like, you know, you're older than us, right? So is a reason why, you know, you're placed as a head of this faction of the body, right? And that's how it plays out. But in a physical sense, like, you're probably like like younger than most people are on the
Yeah, I'm the youngest here. Yeah, 100%.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so the word here, let's get in the Greek.
Strong's G 5456. Phone. Phone.
So it says a sound, a tone of inanimate things as musical instruments, a voice of the sound of uttered words, speech of language and tongue.
So what jumps out at me there is a tone, right? Right. So it's, you know, a lot of things can get lost in translation. You know, sometimes you be typing things and a person doesn't know what tone or what manner you're saying it.
Yeah.
So because you're speaking to the little children, like newly baptized, newly proselytes, convert. You want to say
true.
You know, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not dissing you. You know what I mean? That's on to be there. So I wish I was there in person, right? So you feel what I'm saying. You know, I'm saying we'll say, see what I'm saying, right? Not literally seeing it, but you can feel it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And it says here, make clear. Yeah, Khan, you're right.
Right? Make clear.
Yeah, to shine and make clear.
That's right. So to make the light come through, and Yahushua is that light, right? Because the whole thing about preaching Yahushua.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Go ahead.
That's right. Khan.
I got a quick research.
No, I'm just gonna say that's a good point, because earlier Paul was saying that they use fair speeches. Yeah, Khan, there's a delay on here.
There's a bit delayed, so yeah, a bit delayed. So don't go there.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you here, but it's
a bit delayed.
Delay.
Khan.
This is Matthew 18.
Verse
2. I read into 4. And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them. Verse 3, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as a little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So this is why Paul keeps saying little children. So it wasn't in a derogatory term at all, right? He's just basically teaching about being humble and showing humility, right? And he himself is under that yoke of extending that likeness of Yahushua, of showing humility, man, because it's required, right? It's not about how old you are in the physical realm, and it's about you knowing that you're born again, and there's lots to learn. Right? And except you humble yourself down as a child, you can't get this.
Go.
I'm not frozen.
Yeah,
frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Esau, man.
Yeah.
Well, right now there's probably a cyber war going on. You're probably stealing money and shit like that. So you might just reboot. Because remember, it's a Friday, so we have to be aware of.
And
it's a long weekend too.
Wickedness are going.
Yeah.
Well, the double Sabbath.
Gone.
Yeah. It is.
Sabbath, so, a lot of rise going on.
Most of them jack them up. Most I jack up tomorrow, man.
Yeah, there's usually a couple of deaths by float
Mm-hmm.
or crippling.
The Mark Camp we should send them some curses.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, you gotta do it before you leave your house.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
I know certain brothers are gonna have to leave a little extra early for tomorrow
Hmm.
because of the jam up.
Yeah.
Back.
That's why
Yeah,
most
Khan.
people go.
Salakia, I just wanted to say something real quick on were you done there, y'all? What's up?
Oh, I didn't know. No, I was just explaining something because we were because of the delay there. Because I was saying that it's probably a cyber war and shit like that, and it's a double Sabbath. So
True. No, it's true. Because usually this thing is it's
But my internet that I'm
good.
using before I tried to get in, I was having trouble coming in. So my internet's acting up too. And it's mobile and it's using under Bell.
I was gonna say something real quick based upon what Kazak said on tone. Paul, it's a good point because Paul brought up the fact that they use fair speeches, right, to deceive the simple, and the simple are you like the money for these wicked teachers is in the newcomers coming in. That's where the money is. You know, those of us that have been in the truth long enough, you know, you can't really just easily convince us because we've been in the truth long enough to understand what's right and wrong, right? But these Paul, when he was talking to the Galatians, a lot of them were just new in the truth. They were newcomers, so they were being easily deceived by different tones and fair speeches. You know.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Pleasing to the sight, pleasing to the eyes. They'll speak like that. You know. Wow.
Well, a lot of these young brothers, you have to learn to ask questions, man. Don't just believe everything you hear. If you're like, we go through this, you know, with brothers in our camp that are not well, the brothers who listen to us on the outside, right, with our camp. You know, if you're hearing a teacher break down something and you do not understand it, that's on you for not asking for more clarity. That's on you. You know, you need to ask questions, man. You need to ask questions. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is a Proverbs 14 and 15 for you at home. You look it up.
Mm-hmm. Right. So going back here, Galatians 4 and 21, as you see here, where was I? Yeah, 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And you see bond and free. So now Paul's going to switch up his tone and go into something else. So it says here, verse 21, tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid and the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. Verse 24, which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, which gendereth the bondage, which is Hagar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got two priests I want to bring out concerning what he's saying, but I also want to go over that again in NLT real quick. It says here, verse 21 in NLT, tell me, you who want to live under the law, do you know what the law actually says? The scriptures say that Abraham had two sons, one from his slave wife, right? And one from his freeborn wife. The son of the in a bring about the promise. The son of the freeborn wife was born at the house fulfillment of the promise of his promise. Now this is deep, man. Paul's really spitting game on this because we just mentioned earlier jealousy, right? And when you look at Israelites, like the 2/3, right? There is a lot of jealousy, all right, versus the elect. Because you see that you don't want to see it, willfully ignorant. You have the truth. Now, what was given was a promise. Truth they have 100% truth, 100% understanding of the word was a promise, and you have Israel that are trying to fulfill the promise of being of the elect, right, through the flesh instead of through the spirit. So they're willfully trying to go out and forcibly changing doctrine and forcibly twisting the words, right? And with that, they come across a big congregation, and now it looks to them, it makes them feel like, yeah, you know, I am chosen, I am anointed. How can I not be with all these followers? Because there is jealousy going on between when you read the story between Abraham's wife and his wife Sarah and his second wife, Sarah. Now there's jealousy in Israel as well.
Amas, it's like really bad, brother. Maybe log on and come back in. He's frozen again.
Oh, you froze again.
That's slow.
Yeah. Shit.
No, it's like that. There you are.
Yeah, it's choppy.
Choppy, very
Good
choppy.
now?
Yeah, it's doing that.
And I have this on my phone too, like the hospital.
Oh shit! You're not doing it hardwire.
Holy.
Same, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's choppy.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's choppy. Man.
Shalom. Good?
Shalom.
How's it now?
A lot better. Well,
Oh man. Talk about trial, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Test the patience. Test the patience.
Yeah,
Okay.
Esau, man.
I know.
he's busy.
Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna, try to keep this short and sweet, but I'm just gonna say Hagar represents a jealousy. There was a lot of jealousy going on between Hagar and Sarah, just like there's a lot of jealousy going on between Israel, the 2/3 and the elect. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. Now I'm gonna bring out two precepts on that point. Romans 4:18. So Romans 4:18, it reads, "Who against hope believed in hope that he might become the father of many nations according to that which was spoken, so shall thy seed be. And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead, because he was old." All right, very, very old. When he was 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb, because she was also old. He staggered not at the promise of Yahweh through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to Yahweh, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. So the reason why I brought that out is because our faith blooms the best when we're in a weak state. All right, and when you look at these false teachers of Israel, they base their faith upon them having luxurious things. Like if they like Nate. He's worth $1.5 million. He could do
150 million.
150.
150?
Done. Google it.
Oh my God. Yo, so So imagine how strong do you think he would be with his doctrine if he wasn't worth all that, if he didn't have all that. You see, and the majority of Israel, their faith is based upon what they have. When you look at the elect of Israel, our faith is eternal, right? And like I said earlier, our faith blooms the best when we are made weak. Just like when you look at our forefathers, Paul was put in a weakened state with a thorn on his side. The Lord said, "My grace is sufficient for thee." You know, faith is best bloomed when you're in a weakened state, and that's why Yahushua prayed for the elect. And the way he prayed, he said, "You know, you have not shown your word to basically the high and the mighty of the world, but the lowly, the meek, and those that are downtrodden." The Lord always likes to shows his power through the weak. And that's what he did with Abraham. Abraham and Sarah represent that because they were both very old. And to have a child that was promised to them, you know, they were basically mocked at. Now, I'll go from here one more to Romans 9.
I have a quick one, brother. Babakasha. Just to land back, you know, on Israel's faith. They like things that are alluring to the eyes. Matthew 11 verse 7 in the NLT. As John's disciples were leaving, Yahushua began talking about him to the crowds. What kind of man did you go into the wilderness to see? Was he a weak reed, swayed by every breath of wind? Or were you expecting to see a man dressed in expensive clothes? No people with expensive clothes live in palaces. Were you looking for a prophet? Yes, and he is more than a prophet, right? So Yahushua was speaking about John, you know? And we know, according to scripture, John ate locusts and honey, and he was dressed in was it camel's hair?
Yep.
Right? So he wasn't highly esteemed with the eye test among Israel. You know, they looked at him like he was bugged out. You know, and that's 2/3 of our people today. They look at the shiny purple, you know, the 30,000 plus followers, the marching.
Right.
Who's the king? Right. And they're drawn into that.
Yeah.
Judah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
What made John the Baptist greater was the spirit of humility. It says he was one of the meekest men ever lived. Right under Yahushua. So that's how he came, was his humility. The theme. Yep.
And it's so funny, man, because the spirit jumped on basically these 2/3, and I think it was IUIC that was calling us bummites.
Yep.
And that's ironic because John was basically, think of it this way: if a homeless man came to you with camel's hair of an animal on his body, and had honey in one hand and grasshoppers in the other, and he's trying to teach you the truth, how many Israelites would sit there and listen to him?
Nope.
You know what I mean? So they were just, hey, man, that's ironic that the spirit had them call us bummites, man. That's a compliment. Let me get this real quick. Romans 9:7, it says, "Neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh. But the children of the promise are counted for the seed." And the children of the promise isn't all of Israel. On this side, the children of the promise is just the elect.
That's right.
Where 2/3 are right now, they're the children of the flesh.
That's right.
Any precepts before I move on? So it says here, verse 25, Galatians 4:25, "For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answers to Jerusalem, which is now, and is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all." Now, and this is twofold, right? In a literal sense, the motherland is not Africa, the motherland is Israel, right? But in a spiritual sense, Jerusalem that's above is talking about the elect, because when you go in Revelation, I think 14, it talks about how I saw a new Jerusalem coming down from heaven. All right. And what are they free from? Are they free to do whatever they want? No, they're free from the captivity of sin, which is in these bodies. Now, I'm going to get two precepts on that. Romans, let's get Romans 6 and 14. So Romans 6 and 14, it reads, "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace." Right? What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Yahweh forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servant ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness? And actually, I'm actually going to flip this. NLT is a little bit more clear on it, even though. Yeah, so here in the NLT, it just says here, verse 14, "Sin is no longer your master, for you no longer live under the requirements of the law. Instead, you live under the freedom of Yahweh's grace. Well then, since Yahweh's grace, Yahweh's grace has set us free from the law, does that mean we can go on sinning? Of course not. Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey?" Right? So a lot of Israelites have come into the grace. Like, think of it this way, man. A lot of Israelites, it's like you owe $50,000 in debt, and you're given grace to pay off that debt. But all you do with your grace period is acquire more debt. That's what the majority of Israel is doing. Instead of paying off the debt. Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, which leads to righteous living. And what does that mean? Because some of you might say, well, you know, we can't keep the law anyway, so we're always going to be slaves to sin. No, a slave doesn't fight for freedom because it's a slave. So just because we sin doesn't mean you don't fight against the flesh. You don't resist the flesh. There's a lot of instances where if you resist the flesh, the Most High will basically save you from that temptation, as he has said in His Word, right? I will never put you through any temptation that you can't handle. And the Most High is strong enough and merciful to save you out of temptation. See, the majority of Israel don't even fight against the temptations of their flesh. That's why in IUIC you had the whole adultery thing happen a month ago. You had a man basically sending nasty ass texts to his wife into the bathroom, take a picture of his rod, send it to the woman, sit right beside the woman's husband, talking about shalom. That's not an Israelite that's fighting against the flesh. Okay? That's an Israelite that's using grace as a cloak of maliciousness.
And then they have a one outside this arena would say, you can't judge me and nobody's perfect. That'd be their comeback. And well, nobody's perfect, you know. I got a quick precept. Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Yahweh and eschewed evil. So it tells you about the characteristics of the 1/3, right? And what makes you perfect is what? The fear of Yahweh, and you shun evil. That word eschewed, it means like you shun. So I don't have nothing to do with it. Like
Yep.
the more Caravana, and not one brother in their right mind is saying, I'm gonna put on my feather suit, my booty shorts, and go in there and get some skins. You know? We said we'll put curses on them. We said we'll put curses on the parade.
Right.
So,
That's
so
right.
we fear the Lord and we shun evil, man, because guess what? You might go there thinking, you're in the right spirit. Next thing you know, the demons jump on you. You see a married woman, right, looking good. Next thing you know, you're sinning, man.
That's right.
All she has to do is lie
That's it. That's it.
to draw you in, and you're done.
You're
That's all
done.
she has to do, man.
That's true.
Okay, Torah.
Can I bring this up, Babakasha?
Yeah, go ahead,
Matthew 5:48. Be ye therefore perfect,
That's right.
even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
That's right. So Yahweh Shah would not be telling you something that's not possible. Right? So I read in Job how to be perfect. You shun evil.
Exactly. And then the beauty and the gift of all this is that when you fail to shun evil, guess what? Because of your attempt to shun evil, which is the righteousness, the righteousness of your heart, your mind, you're giving grace. Yahweh Shai goes and pleads to the Father for you, saying, you know what, he tried. I know he fell, but he tried. He doesn't want to do it in his heart. You see? That's a beautiful thing, man.
That's right.
So going on here, Romans 6:16, NLT says, do you realize that you become a slave to whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey Yahweh, Bashim El Shai, which leads to righteous living. Thank Yahweh, Bashim El Shai. Once you were slaves of sin, but now you wholeheartedly obey this teaching which we have given you.
And that's how we feel right now, man. Like I don't worry about tomorrow at all. It doesn't cross our mind to go see what's down there. Certain brothers, based on what they do to maintain themselves in the financial aspect, they might have that, and I hope Yahweh Shai is with those brothers that if that's what they end up doing, to like not be, and then to be mindful, right? Just pray the Lord's Spirit with them and do what's necessary to, give us some funds and get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Get out of.
That's right. Yeah, it's true.
Get out of Dodge. Yeah, right.
And it says, verse 18, now you are free from your slavery to sin, and you have become slaves to righteous living. Because of the weakness of your human nature, I am using the illustration of slavery to help you understand all this. Previously, you let yourselves be slaves to impurity and lawlessness. Yeah, if it wasn't for the truth, hey, listen, I'll be getting ready for tomorrow.
Me too.
I'd be trying to catch all the bubbles,
I want that smoke.
That's right.
Now because you don't know if that's a man.
That's right.
Oh shit!
You got Decepticons down there.
Lot of transmissions, huh?
All those transgressions.
Oh shit!
My heartbeat would be 200 beats per minute right now. Yeah.
Yep. It says impurity and lawlessness, transgression, which led ever deeper into sin. Yeah, man, because there's already a sin to be a part of those people, but now you're dancing with someone who appears to be one thing but is the other. Now you must give yourselves to be slaves to righteous living, so that you will become holy, separate. That's right. So going back, or let me get one more here. Peter, straight to the point. 2 Peter or 1 Peter 2. So 1 Peter 2:16, it reads here, for you are free, yet you are Yahweh's slaves. Don't let your freedom be an excuse to do evil. Now, in the King James, it says, a cloak of maliciousness, right? And when you look up the word malicious, it goes into pretext. I'm not going to go into it. You at home, go do that. Look up the word maliciousness, a cloak. Look at the word cloak and go into pretext. Now, when you go into pretext, you get an etymology. It says here, it says that which assumes as a cloak or means of concealment, and then it says a pretext, outward display, right? So on the outward appearance, the Lord said, the Lord told Samuel, I don't look on the outward appearance, but I look at the heart. It says here, to disguise, right? Cover, literally weave in front, for sense, compare, pull the wool over someone's eyes. So what does that mean? They're acting. Exactly. Wolves in sheep clothing. That's right. That's right. So they're basically weaving and weaving the truth in front of your eyes. But you have to have the eye self to see what they're doing, man. And if you can't see what they're doing, they look like sheep to you, but they're wolves. So going on, it says here, Galatians 4 and what is that, 27? Yeah, 27. It says, for it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not, break forth and cry, thou that travailest not, for the desolate has many more children than she which has an husband. For now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Yeah, because Isaac was born first, but Isaac was basically bullying. Ishmael was born first, but he was bullying Isaac, and that represented basically how the elect would be looked down upon, right, among Israel, because they're not in fancy garments like John wasn't. Okay, it says, now, brethren, as Isaac was the children of the promise, but as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Even so it is now. So a lot of Israelites are born after the flesh, and they're persecuting Israelites that are born after the spirit. The spirit of who? Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondman or the bondwoman and her son. For the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of a free woman.
That's right.
So if you want to basically subject yourselves to the world and the richness, and that means you want to be in captivity. It's a lot of 2/3 of Israel want to be in captivity. They don't want to be free from captivity because all they know is captivity. They don't have the faith and the spirit to see the kingdom of heaven coming.
What?
Right?
That name Hagar, as it pertains to one woman, can it go with that name Hagar?
What?
Where is she here?
Right there.
Right there. Hagar. So in the Greek,
Strong's G48, Agar,
which is a Hebrew origin, and it says here, flight, Abraham's concubine and mother to Ishmael, the concubine of Abraham.
I think it also means forsaken in the Hebrew. It means forsaken, right?
Oh, look at that.
In the Hebrew, that's in the Greek. They're gonna.
Con. So in the Hebrew, yeah. Oh, Syria's Egyptian slave, concubine Ishmael, flight.
Let's go down.
Well, you know the bullet that goes off a little bit.
Con.
Yeah, but you know, you're right to say that. She was forsaken still.
Con. Put the flight.
Yeah.
So the flight. So she was forsaken. Yeah. She chased out.
Yeah, con. Exactly. Con. Yep. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord's going to chase out 2/3. They're going to be destroyed.
And now the so-called scholars, they want to say that she wasn't a concubine. She was actually a princess, right, of the Egyptian king. But it doesn't really matter your rank outside of being a daughter of a son of Israel. You can't surpass the daughter of Zion and the woman. Like you're always going to be lower than.
Right.
Exactly.
What your rank is outside of the nation, you're going to be a concubine. You know.
That's right. That's right. Yep. That's right. So verse 29, it says, 4:29. But as then, he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. So guess what? We're going to be persecuted because 2/3 of Israel is born after the flesh, and we're born after the spirit, just like Isaac and Ishmael. Okay. Even so, it is now. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son for, he said cast away, right? And it says cast out. Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman.
Mm-hmm.
So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free.
That's right.
Right.
You know,
I got one precept here. About 8, Romans 8, 13. So Romans 8 and it's NLT. Let's get this in the King James. Romans 8 and let's say 12. Romans 8 and 12 says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, but to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, right, ye shall live. Right, and that's what we're given. We're given grace to do this. Before Yahweh Shai, you didn't have grace to mortify the deeds of the flesh. You were just condemned right away. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, they are the sons of Yahweh, Bashem El Shai. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. Yep, and that's it, man. Yeah, that's it for me. Brothers, have any lasting precepts or statements? Beautiful. Hey, real quick, we did say this, right? So I just want to make sure that people can't say we're lying. I'm just going to look it up here. The brother Ashar sent this to you, Bishop Nate's net
worth,
yeah. Now, he's a household name on Google, man. So, and this is on Celeb Cam. Celeb.
It's right there. It's right in the middle, man.
Yeah. Right. So it says Bishop Nathaniel, net worth 2023, age, height, weight, wife, and more. That's funny. It gives you, look, 2022.
Wow.
So he started at 2019, 55 million. Then he grew 80 million. Then
So he got rich COVID too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Still a lot of masks.
He was saying about a shot. Remember, he was against a shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Con.
Juke
Well,
up
he
a
was
lot of
snaking
guys.
it. He was snaking. He's like, if you have to, you can take it. But it's like, you know what I mean? And here in 2022, he's 150 million, 25% increase.
And we're at 2024 now, so it must have
200.
Because remember, he wanted to buy a plane. Like, like, not one day in my life I say I want to get a jet because I know I can't get a jet. But he know he had the means. You know, something was going on. I want to get a jet.
That's a tax write-off for him.
Hey, and we're not doing this. We're not showing you this just to like scoff at the man. We're just showing you the truth. Look, if you go and look at GMS or Apostle Tahar's net worth, you're not going to find anything. Apostle Tahar's net worth.
It makes 20K USD a day.
Yeah,
a day. 20K US dollars a day.
Tax free.
Like 35,000 Canadian. 35,000
Tax
Canadian.
free.
Lord, please.
Tax free.
A yearly income.
No, the day.
7
daily. Why are you doing $35,000 a day? A day.
501c3, right?
Tax free.
Right. 501c3. Scriptures say, "Thou shalt not make a covenant with the devil." Roughly paraphrasing. Right.
Yeah.
For you to have a 501c3, you gotta sign papers. Right. You gotta make a covenant. You gotta make an agreement. And then you're muzzled. Wow. You have to speak what they deem you should speak.
Righteous. Yeah.
Like you can't make no mistakes. You say, I buy tomorrow. I buy that Benz tomorrow.
Exactly.
Stop.
Damn, man.
Damn.
That's crazy, man. So that's the facts right there. We're not making anything up. You can look up on Google, man. It tells you right there. All these information.
That's right. And I just want to say the question is answered from this lesson, the first precept that came out under the title Bond and Free. The question was asked in Galatians 4:21, do you hear? Right? And those precepts came out as a witness against all of these men. And more importantly, as Brother always mentioned, it's a double-edged sword. So I have 3 quick precepts to read because just in case you people start to get funny about what just came out, the question was answered in regards to Galatians 4:21, bond and free. Did you hear did you hear? Right? And that word, it says hear the law. Yeah, it says, do you hear the law? Right? So the precepts came out in regards to the unification of the Spirit working and the law. So the word here, when you look up the word here, it talks about evidence, right? So the precepts that came out was the evidence that points to the law. But did you hear it, you people? Did you hear it? Right? So I have 3 precepts. If you could just read those, it's straightforward. St. John 5:45-47 on the point. Okay, because these men,
make this point real quick. You know, and this is like you have to understand in the Spirit. A man this is what the scripture's saying. A man that's making this much a year and growing in his business, right? It's a business, and it's making this much a day, right? Making this much a month, making this much a year. Guess what? A man like this is likened to being a man under bondage, right? And you have to really see it that way. A lot of Israelites will look at this and be like, how can you say this man is in bondage? He's living good. He's living free.
He's blessed.
It's not about it's about the Spirit. In the spirit, he's poor, right? But in the flesh, he's rich. But the flesh wastes away. So I have to say that.
No, that's beautiful because it's straightforward. We're gonna see hereafter, right? If these men heard what the Lord says, because there's a special blessing for hearing, and there's a special blessing for going into the words of what he's saying. Right? The Lord gives that blessing. So
Where do you want to go?
St. John 5:45 to 47, right? And that relates to Galatians 4:21. Did you hear? And those wonderful precepts came out and breakdowns in regards to it. So I just thought I'd just bring it back in regards to what was said about the IUIC leader. Go ahead. So just read.
Well, St. John 5:45, it says, "Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?"
Right. So I brought that out. I mean, when you go into, IUIC doctrines, man, they don't believe it. They don't believe in his imminent coming, man. These guys do not believe, man. They just talk about it, and their breakdowns are off anyway. But that's besides the point. So yes, the precepts came out in regards to, did you hear? Okay.
And you know what?
Right.
This is also leading a lot of Israelites. Like, if I bet you anything, we're not the only Israelites to look up Nate's net worth. Listen, if I was in the world, I'm saying this for edification's sake. If I was in the world and I looked up what I just looked up now, I would join IUIC to try to make money.
Of course.
It's the truth. If the head is making that much, how much the ones under him are doing good too. Pyramid. So exactly pyramid scheme. A lot of Israelites are just joining IUIC in these camps to make money. Because remember years ago there was that one Jake that said, "I don't want to be woke and broke."
You want to be in the bond group. They want to be in the bond group. They can have their bond group.
Well, they don't know it's a bond. They see the money as freedom because they're flesh. They're not spiritual.
You get it. So garments. You see the garments and the fringes, or t-shirt and fringes. T-shirt and fringes.
I got a precept.
Bring it up.
Come on, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 19, start at 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he's all like, Allah. He says unto him, which Yahweh said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Which they do. Thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahweh said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in the heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Right.
Yeah.
Great possessions, man.
I got a quick percent.
Hey, Khan, and I gotta say this real quick. Take it from myself, and I know brothers have been through it too. When the Most High makes you poor, trust me, it's for your benefit. And when I mean poor, I mean like you live in daily bed. It's for your benefit, man. Because the brother just read that precept. You can keep all the laws, but once you have to give away all your possessions, that's when you really tried. Remember Job?
Yeah,
remember Job, man. Go ahead, Sharp.
Yeah. Mark 8:35. If you try to hang onto your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake and for the sakes of Yahweh news, you will save it. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth it more than your soul?
Because we know something was done behind the scene for you to have $150 million.
Well, the new name I'm going to call him is the Bun Group.
And you have Jakes in the world, you know, who still ooze Christianity, and it's still coming out of their pores, and they may be new Israelites, right? And you know, Christianity, they have that saying, "I'm blessed and highly favored," and the, you know, and the prosperity doctrine. So new Israelites are going to see that and be like, "Oh, that's where it's at. He's blessed," you know.
Totally forgetting that the Most High is going to come, or the Yahweh is going to come and do away with this whole structure, this whole economy.
All of it.
Right? Like, let me read this from the brother. He posted this up. From Tazah Panyam Banyamyan, Mark 13:13, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's real richness, is being saved from the destruction and then being given new bodies where we're programmed to be righteous and perfect, man, in righteousness. That's real richness.
And then as it pertains to the hated for the Lord's name's sake, and we always bring out that word name is going to his reputation. And the law, the Most High is about being, the Yahweh is the law. And when we go and say what the law pertains as it goes into marriage and the age of consent and all these things, right? We don't say that's what we do. All we do is set the reputation, the law, what it says in the law, and we're hated for it. Because, you know, like women mature at different ages. And so it could be 12, it could be 11. Right. We're not saying go and find an 11-year-old or 12-year-old. We're saying we're just reading the Bible in its entirety and saying, hey, that's in the Bible. And then we're hated for that, for saying what Yahweh says.
Right.
Can I bring this out quick?
Right. Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Revelations 11:3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 square days, clothed in sackcloth, right? This captivity, Babylon the Great, right? Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, right? The elect men of the Lord prophesying girded in sackcloth. They're going to be in a mind state of mourning, you know, vexed with this world. You know, if you have riches, if you have $150 million, bro, you're not mourning, man.
Yeah, that's why.
Yo, that is so true.
Yeah,
that's why you see videos.
Go ahead.
Of big functions. He comes out like slow motion, and you know. You got swag.
Oh man! Oh my gosh, man! Man, call Yahweh Shema Shai. We don't have that spirit on us, man.
Yeah, call Yahweh Shema Shai. Yeah, man.
Yahweh Shema Shai. Wow.
What's this guy on the comment board saying? Dwayne Andrews.
Oh, I didn't even see him. It's not popping up on here. Oh, there he is. What you guys want to know about? Anyways, man.
Bug out.
What's something carnal?
Straight bug out.
Something carnal, nothing spiritual.
Go to Pride Parade, bro. Wrong convention, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Wrong convention. That's right.
I'm gonna entertain his carnal mind.
This is not a bond group of the world here. If you want to bond in here, it don't work like that, son.
It's a flesh.
Yeah, straight up. Welcome. All right. So, any other precepts from Matthew?
You had something there, or it was done?
Say it again.
No, you had something there. Or it was done.
That was it.
Oh, I just have
that was it for me.
Here, and that's it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hebrews 12:7 says, "If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not? But if he be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards or mamzels, and not sons." That's basically it.
That's right.
Great.
That's right, man. Hey, so look at the suffering as a rite of passage, right? That's a rite of passage, and that's how you're becoming a son. And you always think about Yahweh Shai, man. Look what the Most High did to his own begotten son, and his son. And it said that the scripture said that the Most High was pleased to do that to his son. So how much more us that believe in Yahweh Shai? If he's chastening you, the Most High is pleased to do that because one, we've sinned in the past life, but two, it's going to make you better. It's going to make you have more faith in Yahweh Shai.
Right. Great.
So, all right. So with that, we're going to close up. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. We give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and the bishops as well, who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the elect. That's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, and the rest of you that sincerely believe. Peace and mercy to you. Abba Babal, Kwame Sha'Allah, and Shabbat Shalom to the elect.
Shabbat shalom to the elect.